Hey guys, and welcome back to the Jedi Knights Watch. I'm Rob,
And I'm Graham.
and today we are going to talk about Arcade1UP cabinets that we, Rob and Graham, and the Jedi Knights Watch want to see come to life.
Right.
Graham, I know you are definitely, let's just get it out of the way, you're definitely more of the Hot Toys guy in our
Right.
Jedi Knights Watch. I love Hot Toys myself. I'm really wanting that Spider-Man that just came out with the, what is it, the costume?
I think it's the upgraded suit.
Yeah, the upgraded suit and all that. But today we're talking about arcades. I know there are some arcades that you would love to see come to life that we can bring into our own home and make our arcade at home kind of come to life.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely considered myself a gamer. I do have most of the Super Nintendo and Nintendo games on a console, kind of I don't know if it's legally done, but I bought it like that, and I have a ton of the games.
Yeah,
and I've played
you
a
have the
lot of
modded
them.
version.
Yeah, it's the
It's got
modded,
like 300 games on it, which is
yeah,
awesome.
that Super Nintendo that's really small. I've played a lot of these games before. Unfortunately, like Rob said, I just don't have the capacity to get cabinets in my small basement. But that does not mean that I don't like these games or that I don't like Arcade1UP. So while I kind of specialize in the Hot Toys, we like to come together, talk about this stuff, because in the end, this stuff is collectible and it's fun. So let's get going.
Yeah, and at the end too, we're just nerds.
Right. It's nerd stuff.
So one of the games that everybody always talks about is Donkey Kong. Okay,
Right.
now this isn't going to make our top 5 list for us. Now it'd probably be near the top 3, but we're just going to go ahead and keep that out. We know everyone's talking about it. It's, owned by Nintendo. It's really hard for Arcade1UP and Nintendo, I'm sure, to come to terms on a deal.
Right.
Nintendo's pretty hard to work with. They want their name stamped on it pretty good, and want their money's worth. Which, hey, by all means, it's Nintendo, right? So
Right.
let's let them do that. But at the end of the day, hopefully, one of these days, we will be able to get a Donkey Kong 1UP machine with that awesome design. So
Maybe Arcade1UP will be watching this video too, and then
Yeah.
they'll take notice and they'll start working on these. But
he'll be like, "Yeah, we listened to Jedi Knights Watch. That was a great idea."
Right. And this top 5 that we have is going to be in no particular order. It's just 5 that we want to see made.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be going through those with you guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, Graham. So we are going to talk about what arcade cabinets we actually want to see. Now that is mostly the main game on the cabinet. So
Right.
with other games, they come in 3s, 4s, sometimes 8, sometimes 12. This is what we want, like with the artwork and everything, like the main game. And we're going to start off with Terminator 2, which
Excellent
I know
movie, excellent game.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that if you guys have ever been into an arcade, you guys saw the Terminator arcade game while walking down the aisle of all the arcades. You just all of a sudden you look to the left and there's a screen there with a giant Terminator, robot looking dude on the screen and bullets going into his body and whatnot. And you just want to grab onto that gun and just start going at it. And that is something that would be amazing to have in your house, have in your basement, your upstairs, wherever you have your arcade, and have people come over and just see that turned on and get people to play it together. So
Yeah, I just imagine, having a T800, skeleton with the red eyes on one side of the cabinet, and then, maybe obviously Arnold on the other side, just kind of battle damage and whatnot. I think they could do a lot with the artwork. They recently came out with the Buck Hunter game where they have the guns now, so hopefully they can do more with that kind of thing. And it'd be great to have a 2-player game, where you have each your gun and then you got the targeting system. You're kind of going through that linear war of shooting all the T800s, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great shooter game, so it'd be a lot of fun to have.
So what's next, Graham? What's the second one on our list?
Next on our list, this one would definitely have the most nostalgia for me, and it would be the Simpsons arcade game. I believe this one came out in 1991. I could be wrong, but I believe that's right. And the reason why I have so many nostalgic feelings with this is because our local Pizza Hut, we'd go there, every so often, and you'd order your pizza, and they had that one arcade machine sitting in the corner, and it was The Simpsons. So my sister and I are like, when the pizza's ordered, we're waiting, hey, can we get some money, go play that game? And I just remember playing it, and it's great. It kind of reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of walking through the town and you have everybody's shops, and then you see all the locals coming in as well.
Yeah, that classic beat 'em up game.
Right. Yep. You can play as any of the Simpson family members, and you all have your own special, unique weapons. I believe Marge has the vacuum, Bart has a skateboard, Lisa has the jump rope. I don't think Homer has anything though. I don't remember seeing anything with him, but just a lot of fun, like you said. Just kind of
beer cans at you.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, but it's just like a button mashing game. You're just hitting people, beating people up, and
that's how we always played as Bart.
Right, he was the cool guy.
I mean, anytime if you played by yourself or you were first one at the cabinet, you always pick Bart. Every now and then I'd pick Marge because it was just awesome hitting people with a vacuum. But yeah, and it actually had a pretty fun story too, and
right,
the levels were really beautifully drawn out, and it's definitely a lot like that TMNT, that X-Men feel, beat 'em up. It's by Konami, so definitely the same kind of style. We would love to see that cabinet, that blue color cabinet, and like you said, Pizza Hut, man. Every time I went to that cabinet or that arcade, it was just always greasy.
Yeah.
Had pizza sauce on it or something. For me, the next one would be House of the Dead. Now, this is another game that, yes, has the guns and the violence and all that stuff. This is another game that I played a lot at the arcade. And, it was always fun playing with your buddy next to you. And you never knew what was going to pop out. You had axes thrown at you, zombies popping up out of nowhere, just crazy things. And it would just be so cool to see House of the Dead 1, 2, and 3. If they could make that happen and make it a 3-player cabinet, or not a 3-player cabinet, I'm sorry, but a 3-game cabinet.
Right.
And maybe the artwork of House of the Dead 2, which was my favorite. So yeah, just be really cool to kind of go shoot up some zombies.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played the original House of the Dead, but I definitely played a lot of House of the Dead 2 on Sega Dreamcast. That game was a lot of fun. It's pretty much the same concept. And just a lot of, with those types of games, there's just a lot of replayability. Like, it's just fun with another guy or gal to just shoot up some zombies in a game, and just a good old time.
Yeah, and that would bring back a lot of nostalgia. A lot of people, when you hear zombies nowadays, it's Call of Duty. But back in the day, man, zombies was House of the Dead. Like, let's go to the arcade, kill some zombies, have a blast, have a good time. And I mean, that is definitely on our top 5 list, to have that cabinet by Arcade1UP.
Number 4 on the list, in no particular order, is NFL Blitz. Now, this is not my most favorite sports game. Now, as a sports video game guy, I am more of a purist where I do like Madden better, but Blitz was a lot of fun. It's kind of like NBA Jam, where things are exaggerated a bit. Obviously in NBA Jam, you jump really high and you're doing flips and whatnot. In Blitz, you got the hard hits and big heads and whatever you want to do, and just roughing everybody.
Jumping on them after the play.
Right. So this is a lot of fun to play, as a kid and whatnot. And I think as an arcade, this would be really cool and something that they should do. I think it would reach a big audience, and a lot of people would really, really enjoy something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And, keep that 4-player cabinet like they had in the arcades. And they did a great job with NBA Jam. It's made by the same people, Midway, and they could make it online as well. And you could play with people across the world. And it'd be a heck of a lot of fun. So I know it sounds like they're getting pretty close to making this happen. Okay. I would not be surprised if it was an end of 2021, first half of 2022, even though it has not been announced yet.
Right.
It almost sounds like they're getting closer. I would say more 2022. Just because it's a lot different with the NFL, because, on NBA Jam, it's a lot of 2-on-2. And with, so they don't have all the players and the rights to all the players and stuff. Whereas NFL Blitz, they have a lot more people you know, they got to get Brett Favre and John Elway and all these rights to these players. And I think that's what's taking them so long to make this happen. But I do think it will happen. Before we go to that number one, I do want to say we made our list a while back before they came out with a lot of these legacy cabs. We've just been so busy with other videos and doing other things that we haven't been able to get this video completed. But when we first made the list, we wanted Paperboy. Okay, now Paperboy as its own cab would be awesome, but you know, doesn't look like we're gonna get that, but it is going to be on the Midway Legacy cab.
Better than nothing.
Combat artwork. What's that?
Better than nothing, right?
Better than nothing. And then we also wanted X-Men and Battletoads, and guess what, guys? We are getting an X-Men cabinet, which is awesome. It's a 4-player cab, not a 6-player, but that's fine. I'm sure they can still do like an online thing where it's 4-player cab at your house, but if you want to play with 6 people online, you can.
Right.
And then we have to where we have Battletoads, which is going to be on the Killer Instinct cabinet. So very cool. So let's get to our 5th.
Before we do that, Rob, I have one quick question for you. What's one game that you would like to see come out to an arcade that maybe it wouldn't be its own, because like you said, Paperboy is not going to be its own arcade.
Right.
It's not going to be the main event. What is another game that you would like to see Arcade1UP come out with that probably would be an add-on?
I got 2. Either DuckTales or Popeye. Or RoboCop. I have 3.
RoboCop would have been mine.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun to play too.
RoboCop next to you, so I'm like, oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did Punisher, which to me is similar to RoboCop. But yeah, having that RoboCop game would be a lot of fun. Popeye.
Get all the catchphrases and whatnot.
yeah. So yeah, if they could pull those 3 off, I'd be a happy camper. Number 5, no specific order. I would actually, but if I did, I'd put this at 1 or 2 for me personally. And that is a Tekken 3 cabinet with Tekken 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now Tekken, my first fighting game was Street Fighter. Growing up, I had Street Fighter. I played it in the arcades, and that was, I believe, my first arcade I ever played was Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
And I also had Street Fighter 2 for my Genesis. Okay, but as I got my PlayStation, I played the heck out of Tekken. To me, Tekken 3 means the most to me, and I believe it also has the best artwork if they stick with which they usually do, stick with that design. And man, it would be a dream come true. I know I've talked to people on the official fan book page or Facebook page, and you know, a lot of them would like to have Tekken Tag with it as well. Now, I don't think they would be able to pull that off. You know, it's a little more kind of higher resolution and certain, you know, but you know, I'm not very good like a lot of these other people talking about arcades, so I'm not going to act like I am, but it does seem like a step higher. And to put 4 games on the one, I mean, they could do it, but I would just be happy with 1, 2, and 3.
Right. I did own Tekken 3, played a lot of it. Tekken was more of a favorite to me than Mortal Kombat, but I do still like Mortal Kombat as well. But yeah, I played a little bit of Tekken 2 and then a lot of Tekken 3.
Yeah.
I'm not great with the names, but the Jaguar character was one of my favorites.
King.
Oh, yeah, I liked King. I played as King a lot.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, King was cool. I liked Yoshimitsu and the guy with the sword.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. It's kind of. I mean, because again, I played him on PS1, so
yeah,
it's been a while, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But I mean, hey, the reason why we brought up Tekken was because I mean they have the Street Fighter, they have the Mortal Kombat, and they have Killer Instinct. So, right. You know, they also have good relations. Arcade1UP does, it seems like, with Namco, where, you know, how many Pac-Man cabinets do they have? You know, so I think they could make this happen. I could see Tekken 2022, 2023, close to that Blitz kind of, you know, where that comes out. So I think it would look awesome. So what? We have Tekken,
right?
Which we would like the Tekken 3 art or cab. We have Blitz, NFL Blitz, that is.
That's right.
We also have The Simpsons, T2, and House of the Dead with 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
Now,
pretty solid list.
Yeah, I think that's a solid list. We've also talked about Donkey Kong and a few other games that we would like to see on certain cabs along with them or other, arcades. There's a lot of games that they could do that we didn't talk about too.
I mean, even like Mario World, but again, you're talking about Nintendo giving up the rights, so it's almost like, do we even talk about it? Because Nintendo's just always been such a stickler with giving their games away, so it's
right.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you for watching the video. Let us know what your top 5 Arcade1UP machines that you would like to see come out are. And while you're down there writing a comment, don't forget to like this video. It helps us out a lot. Tells YouTube you actually like what we're doing. And subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of fun here talking about Hot Toys, Arcade1UP machines, Funko Pops, NECA toys, movies, and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ring the bell so you are notified when we're coming out with new content. And don't be a stranger. Come talk to us in the comments. Till next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.